All right, we're live. Say hello.
Hey, how are you?
Hey,
Good
Chris.
to see you.
Good to see you too, man. Thank you for joining me.
Of course.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Alex Vidal. I am president of Related ISG International Realty and host of the show you're watching today, The Closer Club, episode number 49.
You have a lot of energy, Alex.
Thanks, man. And this is only my second coffee of the day.
Okay.
But this is episode number 49, which started off as a small project, has kind of taken me across the country and able to sit with great people like you, man.
So awesome. Thank you for driving up from Miami.
No, I thank you for taking the time. Chris has been one of the nicest guests I've had on the show thus far, so I really appreciate it. You know the drill, 15, 20 minutes. We have 8 questions.
Okay.
You chose not to look at the questions, which I love, because
Okay.
I think, as you said, they come across more natural.
Yes.
So let's rock and roll, man.
Okay, go.
Chris, 20 years in the business. Mm-hmm. You've closed over $100 million year after year for several years now. You're the number 2 agent for Douglas Elliman in Florida. You were the star of an awesome TV show. My favorite guest of the $3 million.
That was a while ago, but it was fun.
It was, but you know what? Anybody, the smart ones knew how to leverage that.
Yes.
And really propel it. Obviously,
Yeah.
you are one of them. But you're not a Miamian. You were born in Boston, right?
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about your path to becoming this rock star.
So, born in Boston a long time ago. And I was in high school in Massachusetts, and we had an internship in our senior year. I went to a really cool private day school that was like really promoting sort of kids learning about their future and wanting to do things that they wanted to do in their future. So getting people ready and prepared at a really early age. So they had a 6-week internship where they said, you know, you can go anywhere in the world you want to intern to do what you want to do in life. And, you know, some kids worked for doctors, some worked for lawyers. And I flew down to Palm Beach, and in the middle of like February, March, it was freezing in Boston.
Perfect time.
And I interned for a really successful agent called Lawrence Moans. He's still like the number 1 agent in Palm Beach. He does the biggest deals. And I was 17 and I interned with him, and I just sort of followed him for this period of time. And I just said, my God, this guy plays tennis, goes to the country club. He's a total playboy. He makes tons of money. Yeah. He sells glamorous real estate. Like, why wouldn't I want to do that? So, you know, I had an amazing experience with him. And then, you know, those days, Florida real estate was kind of like for, you know, except for him, you know, sort of like older people, and it wasn't such a cosmopolitan place to live full time. So after college, I went to New York City, and I went right into real estate at age 22. Had an amazing career for 13 years in New York City.
On your own, or were you a part of a team?
So, right. So everyone says, well, what team did you start with? And I started on my own. I am not someone that likes to work for other people. I never have been. I am a total self-starter, and I also just don't, I just, you know, had a little bit of an ego at 22, I guess is what, and I said, you know what, I'm going to make it on my own. I work for the Corcoran Group. And in fact, when I interviewed for a position in real estate, I got turned down by like 3 companies, and they were all kind of lower tier companies. And then I went to Corcoran, Douglas Elliman, and Sotheby's, and they all offered me jobs at 22 because they saw what, you know, sort of I guess I had. And within a couple of weeks, I had my first listing, which was $3.5 million townhouse. And at that time, you know, now those are probably worth like 15, but at the time that was a big listing, $3.5 million. And I got it from For Sale by Owner.
Really?
Yeah, because, you know, everyone's so busy working their listings and their contacts, they forget that there are, you know, For Sale by Owners that are sort of dwindling out there. And I met the guy. I was just sort of, you know, had no worry about if he was going to say no. I didn't care. I just had nothing to lose. So I just went for it, and he signed up with me, and then my whole office was very jealous and upset. And that sort of started my career in real estate, and it just continued, you know, on a great path. I think, you know, for people that aren't self-starters and people that just feel that they need to learn a little bit first, working for a team is great. For me, it just wasn't something that I wanted to do.
Well, and you had the benefit of the intern in the beginning where you kind of were able to learn those ropes a little bit.
Exactly, and I think I maybe sort of embodied a little bit of his kind of attitude. You know, I was like, he's got an attitude, I'm going to use that attitude and see how it works. So.
You know, there's some really great agents I've had the benefit of having on the show, Nelson Gonzalez, Dora Puig, and who are huge in Miami. And they had a similar story where they may have started with teams in the beginning to kind of learn the ropes. you didn't start necessarily with a team, but you had the internship, which kind of gave you that same experience.
Right, exactly.
So how did you end up down here?
So basically how that happened was in 2009, I had sold David Edelstein an apartment. David Edelstein is the developer of the W South Beach.
Okay.
He said to me, would you want to go down to Florida and sell the W? And I said, well, absolutely. Under one condition, I get an apartment. So I lived in the W South Beach in one of the 2-bedroom hotel units there, if you've ever been there. And I sat in the lobby every day selling the project from 2009 to 2012, I believe, with Harvey Daniels, from 1000 Museum, with Sivan Koster, with Katie Stoka. So we were an awesome team.
Sivan is great, by the way.
She's amazing. She's
at the Ritz in Sunny Isles Beach right now.
Correct, yes.
Amazing.
She's fantastic. So we had an awesome team. And that was just like such a dream job because it was my first entree into Florida real estate. I kind of took a chance. I wasn't, I didn't really know it very well, except for the internship way back when. And living in the building, I really kind of was able to sell the project. It was great to, be by the pool and pitching the building or, selling from the lobby. And that team of us at One Sotheby's, it was Harvey, Sivan, Katie, Tommy Rose.
Oh, wow.
And
who's at Douglas Elliman now?
She is, yeah. And then Liza Lamar, who's now living in London. But we had an amazing time. It was just such a great thing. And people would come down the elevator. They weren't planning to buy. They saw our One Sotheby's sign behind our desk, and they just bought units.
Wow.
A lot of Brazilians, a lot of Argentinians. At that time, those people were buying, in bulk, one for them, one for their cousin.
Yeah.
But it was exciting because, sort of just... bread and butter. It was easy.
Oh, what a great place to start, too. Not only the W, but the W in South Beach.
Exactly. It was the best. Awesome. So then after that, I did the audition for Ian Traeger. And that was an amazing opportunity because Ian Traeger is just such
He's a genius.
Icon. And to be working with him every day and to have this sort of one-on-one with him was an amazing experience. So I did that project, and then in the middle of that is when I got called to do the $1 Million Listing.
Got it.
And he didn't want me to do it. He's like, Chris, I don't want cameras on the property. So what was really interesting about that show is that every listing that was on that show was like things that I had to create because everything I was doing at the time, my resales at the W did not want me to film. Edition didn't want me to film. So everything that I was involved in didn't want me to film.
Wow.
So I had to really dig deep for outside business, and that forced me to actually start my resale business more so because I was doing so much on site at the time. So that really is what kind of got me more out into the resale world in Florida, was being forced to do it.
That's great.
And that was really fun and amazing, and I had a great time. I don't think that my co-stars were that great.
We'll leave it there. Don't leave it there.
I just don't think that it worked, but I had a ball, I had fun, and it really helped my career tremendously. So
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, you've managed to stay on top for many years now. What do you think are the common denominators among what I call the super brokers like you?
I think that people who do well in real estate are people that are very intuitive, and they really listen to their clients. They watch, they listen, they get the cues. Just simple things like when you show a house and you start talking over the people, and you have to know whether they want you to give the tour or just wander. And I think that people that are intuitive, know their clientele, also that are very well rounded. Maybe they, for me, having sold in New York City, when a New Yorker comes down to Florida, I know and they can tell me where they live in New York. You can kind of tell where they want to live in Miami because of what they like in New York and such. So I think it's just being intuitive, understanding your client, and being worldly, and also knowing the market like head to toe. I mean, you have to know everything because today people know more than we do with Zillow and Realtor and all these websites. So you have to really be on your game.
And with Zillow not always necessarily being correct, you really got to know your stuff because you got to be able to handle those questions or those objections. Hey, why didn't you show me this or whatever?
Exactly, yeah. When those pending foreclosure things come up, it's very confusing because you're like, wait, which house?
Yeah, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
it
so
can lead to a little crazy.
Just you have to be, and of course personable. I mean, you have to love people, and you have to have patience, and you have to be able to deal with difficult people. That's my specialty. are the most difficult people in the world are my best clients because I can diffuse them.
Interesting. It's almost like you attract them.
I do attract them because I'm difficult.
Yeah. You think? You've been great with me, man.
No, I am very, yes.
That's funny.
When I go into a store or whatever, I demand good service. So I give that.
Yeah. Now, looking back, was there a breakthrough moment that took your business to where it is today? And if there is, what can our viewers learn from that they can apply to their business?
Okay, well, I mean, I have to say, in true honesty, the show was really the thing that definitely launched me. But I think that, I had a big sale before the show. It was like a $34 million sale that I had.
That set records. That was the condo in South.
Exactly. So I think that really, took me. And what I would say about that is, use what you have. Whatever it is that you have that's a one-up on somebody else, use that to your advantage. Whether it's a sale you just did last week or something that sets you apart, whatever it is, small or big, use that to your advantage. And I did, and I used that sale to my advantage. I mean, you have to promote it and post it and, let it out there. Don't be shy. Am I looking in there?
Yeah, you can look wherever you want.
Don't be shy, brag about what you've done and brag about everything because that's what the business we're in. And we're on Instagram all the time and that's like adult show and tell. So show it.
But it's hard, I have to admit. This is episode number 49, but it probably took me a good year to finally decide to do the show. Because I just had this thing about somebody else on camera and all that. And then I did it, and then I started seeing the benefits of it, of being able to meet great people. So my Rolodex started being, getting bigger. And then, we were recruiting great agents or acquisition opportunities or speaking engagements or whatever. It's
right.
It takes your business to a whole nother level.
Absolutely. This must be great for you. Yeah.
Now, you are a luxury broker extraordinaire.
Yep.
But it probably wasn't always like that when you first started in the business. Though it may have.
It was.
It was.
Sorry.
No, it was.
All luxury all the time.
So, what were the top 3 things? So let's kind of rephrase this question then. So, what if there's an agent looking to break into the high end? Mm-hmm. What are 3 pieces of advice you can give them?
Be where your clients are. Okay. Live, breathe, and eat their lifestyle. Be around that, live and digest that. I think also, the knowledge, the professionalism, look clean cut, look sharp. You don't have to wear a suit all the time. I mean, you look great in a suit. I never wear them, but it's about being, tailored and clean and, just polished. Not everybody's for the real estate business, and I see so many people in it handing up their cards left and right and center. Just don't do that, please. Whatever you do, don't hand out your cards just randomly to people. It's not what you do.
It's standoffish almost, right? It turns people off.
It does. It's too car salesman. Yeah. It's just not right. So professionalism all the way. I mean,
there are 65,000 realtors in Dade and Broward County.
Yes.
Alone. It's insane.
I know.
And so you mentioned something earlier. You got to be personable. People have to like you, and it really stands out because customers have a choice with whom they want to work. Yeah. By the way, I agree with you about the suit. I only wear the suit because I'm the president of the company.
Okay.
Otherwise, I'd be probably in Lululemon all day.
Yeah.
If it were my choice. Now let's talk teams, because you're one of the few brokers that I know that not only has chosen that, well, there's a lot of teams out there, but you don't have 15, 20 agents. It's only 4 of you.
Right.
So what was that tipping point for you to go from being a single agent to creating a team? And what advice can you give the agent viewers, because there's a lot of agents that are going to watch this, that are looking to create their own team?
Okay, so I mean, you have to be humble and, know the things that you're good at and then know the things that you're not strong in. And I have my business partner, Ashley McIntosh, is super strong, very connected locally in Palm Beach, big pedigree here, knows a lot of things a lot of off-market things that will come up. So it's really important to have people on your team that complement and benefit you. I don't recommend having team members that are sort of equal. In other words, 2 people who do exactly the same thing. You need someone to complement you. So whoever's on your team has to have those attributes that you don't have. So when you go to a listing presentation, and this is a really good example. So we had a listing presentation for 3621 South Ocean, a project that I'm doing in Highland Beach. And there were 6 townhouses, and I had gone through 4 rounds of interviews with these developers.
Interesting.
4 rounds. We had to go to Naples twice. We had to go to Miami twice. And the last one, I got nervous. I don't know what happened, but I just
because you wanted it.
Or sometimes whatever, something was off. And Ashley, came in and saved the day, and they didn't even notice because she knew how, like, by my voice that I was starting to crack a little bit, and she just took over. So it was this like seamless, perfect presentation where, we both were equally pitching it, but she knew when I petered out and took over. So had I failed at that, I may have lost the whole thing and then not had anything. Yeah. So I think it's really important to have someone that compliments you, can take over for you, can fix things when they go wrong. But I think it's important to, because not everyone loves you. I mean, I've got to be honest. Like, people, hopefully a lot of people like me, some people don't. And the people that don't can do well with, my partner or someone on my team. Yeah. So
what I love most about what you just said, how long ago was that?
It was a couple months ago.
So a couple of months ago, 20 years in the business. Yeah. You sell over $100 million a year for several years now, and at a listing presentation, you still get nervous.
Absolutely.
I love that because that's reality, right? I told you I was nervous before this interview,
right?
And I think everybody tries to be so perfect all the time. It's like, hey, we're human beings.
Well, I had like 2 cups of coffee. It was like starting to it was like the jitters, and I also had not slept well the night before. So all these things, we're human. It happens, it just does. Sometimes you freeze. I froze I do a lot of CNBC, Fox Business News, and I froze on live TV once a couple of years ago, and that was just like unfriggin' believable. But techniques with cameras, they were like, switching back and forth, and they knew, and they were able to fix it. But it happens, we're human. And we're not perfect, so.
Yeah, everybody asks me, like, why do you film it live? You should, record it, and then you can edit and figure. I'm like, you know what? Nah, I like it raw.
Live is good.
Live is great.
It can be hard, though.
Now, you sell South Florida. It's funny, because when I talk to people, a lot of them just sell Miami, or they sell Dade and Broward. But you have the experience of selling from Palm Beach to Miami to some of the world's wealthiest people. And I always ask them, what should every realtor, and I'm going to add a caveat to this, because I'm going to take some answers away from you.
Okay.
What should every realtor be including in their elevator pitch to their clients about South Florida, aside from weather and taxes?
Okay. That's hard. Okay. Well, lifestyle. The lifestyle is amazing. I think it's a very easy, happy place to live. I think that you're always going to be, it's rated one of the happiest states to live. Obviously, it's the Sunshine State. But I also think that we have such diversity here in terms of, I was just talking to my parents the other day. I needed to get away for a day, and I, instead of flying up to New York or to the Bahamas, I just drove down to the Mandarin Oriental and stayed there on Brickell Key. And I was on that little man-made beach, and I thought, I could be anywhere in the world right now. I feel completely separate from where I am in Palm Beach. From Palm Beach to Miami is an hour and 20 minutes. It is a world away and a world apart. It's just 2 totally different microcosms. Palm Beach right now is like New York. Every New Yorker's down here. And then Miami's so international and so great. I just noticed such a huge difference in that 2 days that I was there. It was, people were friendlier. They were warmer. I missed Miami. I lived there for several years.
It's got a new flavor.
I missed it. Yeah. And then I came back here, and I just felt like a little colder, but
well, because down, like you said, Brazilian, you have that whole Latin American culture down there, and the European flair too, right?
Yeah, so you've got just so many, and then you go across 2 hours to Naples, and you have a whole different feel, and Orlando. So I think our state is so diverse and incredible, even our southern Florida state part of the state. So I think that's one of the great attributes, that you can just hop in a car and be an hour away. And of course with the Bright Line, is just such a genius invention.
Especially first class.
Yeah.
Where they serve you all the alcohol you want.
Exactly, on the cart. I love that.
Yeah, that is great.
Yeah.
All right, 2 more questions. This is the lightning round, and then one with another question. 1 word, very short answers.
Okay.
Best ROI for leads.
I love, you mean for leads to send to you?
Yeah. No, just for you to get, if you were a new agent getting into the business and you had to put your money somewhere.
Okay.
What do you want?
I've never done it, but I heard Zillow and Realtor and things like that.
Okay.
I've never done that maximization.
So where do your leads come from now? Sphere of influence?
Absolutely.
All right. So for you, your ROI would be doing everything.
For me, yes. And the other thing to, for new people to learn too is that when you get your license, you don't necessarily have to do all of those things, because why not just send out a mailer to every single person you know, or post something on Facebook? Hey guys, by the way, I've changed careers and I'm in real estate. Make sure people know about it, because some people are shy. Oh, I don't want to, tell these people and make them uncomfortable. No, let everybody know. Do an announcement card and send to every single person you know.
There you go.
Yeah.
Favorite social media platform? Facebook, Instagram, or YouTube?
Oh, I love Instagram.
Yeah, me too.
It's easy. I'm not very well versed in the other ones, so Instagram's easy to use.
And what's great about it is it lets you cut it up into 1 minute, and that's pretty much people's attention spans.
Yeah.
I get more views on the 1 minute clips than I do on the actual interview itself.
And show and tell used to be my favorite thing in school, so it's like adult version.
Oh, I like.
It's like, look what I did.
I'm going to start using
bragging.
Oh my god!
I mean, people brag. That's all they do on Instagram.
Well, of course. To me, I try to tell our agents, you have to look at Instagram or Facebook or whatever it is. That's like your life resume that people are going to be looking at. They'll care more about what's on your social media than they will what's on paper.
Yeah. I do feel pressure, though, to always post things.
Do you really?
I do, because I feel like this is such a great moment. Do I really have to share it with everybody? But you should.
Yeah, I hear you. We had a family gathering on Saturday. My brother was in town, all my cousins were in town. And we realized at the end of the night, they said, hey, can you guys share the photos of the get-together? We had no photos.
Right.
Because we were just all talking and having a great time.
Exactly, yeah.
One daily practice every agent should be doing to change their business for the better.
Okay, I mean, you have to work out. I mean, that's just the number one thing that I have seen in my own life is the best practice for success, because it just gets you, like, whatever happens during the day, like you explained to me on your alligator skin, it just gives you a shield. Really, it does, and it has changed my life dramatically. It changes how I talk to people, how I handle stress, and I think that you have to be in the right mental place to deal with our business. I mean, it's just so intense. So
not only do I agree with you so much, we have within our brokerage, we have a series of classes called Off the Beaten Path. Mm-hmm. So they have nothing to do with real estate. They just have to do with helping you become a better human being. So if I can make you become a better human being, I can hopefully make you a better realtor. Yeah. So next week I'm bringing in my nutritionist to talk to our agents about nutrition. Because you can work out, right? But it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be like a lean, mean fighting machine. And your nutrition plays such a vital role in your well-being that we're bringing them in to talk to our agents next week.
Good, I love that. Can you send me his name, because I need one?
I will. Dan Martin. Actually, I want to have him on the show.
Good, because I need a new nutritionist. But also, like, the most important thing to me is honesty and truthfulness. And if you lie, it's going to bite you in the back. Oh, yeah. It just, karma is so quick, and it will happen. So, just be truthful, and don't be short-sighted. Like, if you think, if I do this, then I'm going to get this deal, and it's all going to come back to you. So just be honest, straightforward, and real. And that's the best way to be, because it will come back to you in the right way.
Let me tell you, you're 20 years in the business. You're a young guy. You're going to probably be in this business for many more years. I'm 40. I've been in business 21 years.
Oh my God! Wow.
Yeah. So I have a 21-year-old son. That's why I got into business.
Wow.
So I hope to be in this business a lot longer. Mm-hmm. And you're right. The only thing you carry with you is your word. And that's all that matters.
Totally.
And people will know. Something we'd be surprised to know about you.
That I am extremely, I love to go home and shut the door and not go out. That's my favorite thing. I am really quiet, and I used to be a big partier, and I've stopped, and now I just love to go home and read and take the boat out or relax. I am not this high-strung social person that people think. So
I hear you.
Not anymore anyway.
Yeah. Well, it kind of gets old after a while too.
It does, yeah.
And there's nothing like boating, especially in South Florida.
Exactly.
Last question: book, podcast, or TED Talk recommendation for the audience?
Oh my gosh, I love the book, and it's really quick and easy. Who Moved My Cheese?
Oh my God, it's an excellent book.
Yeah, and I read that whenever I'm off track, and that's sort of all about tracking and going through the right door, if you will. Mm-hmm. And that book's just amazing, and it really quickly gets you back on on track, because we can just be overwhelmed with things when they happen, and we need to just pick up, move on, and go. And that's basically what we do every day in real estate, is to recreate ourselves and find a new path, a new door to open, and that's really the crux of that book.
There you go. Chris, thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Any parting words before I go back around?
No, that's pretty much it.
There you go. Thanks, guys, for watching.